did I mention wet? Litchfield, Kentucky, and Grayson County High School, as tonight it is the Grayson County Cougars here taking on the Graves County Eagles. Sam Gormley here with you, though, as we appreciate you joining us here, as maybe you might be somewhere on fall break. So we always do ask you to comment and let us know where you might be watching from, but we specifically want you to do that here today, because we don't know. I mean, there could be people watching from all over because it's fall break right now for Grayson County, so there could be people watching from anywhere across this great world. So today on our pregame show, we're going to let you know a little bit more about Grayson County and Graves County, and we will talk to the Grayson County Cougars offensive coordinator, Brian Jones. That'll come up here and more coming up here on the Locker Room Show on the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Nice pool, lady.
What are you doing?
Oh, just giving you a taste of what it's like for us fish.
Well, what do you mean?
You people throw all this stuff on the ground, and it washes down the storm drain right into my pool. Ew, yourself. Don't just squawk about it. Stop it before us fish have to take matters into our own hands. Flippers!
Help keep Kentucky's waterways cleaner by keeping trash off the ground. Visit our website to find out how you can help.
Welcome back to the show. Now it's time to dig into some of this great barbecue.
Cut!
Tim, what are you doing in your phone?
You said it's time to dig, and I'm dialing 811 because I always call before I dig.
That's if you're digging into your lawn or garden. 811 helps you avoid underground utilities by marking them for free. But this is our food lovers show.
Then I'll tell you what, I am digging in.
Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Twin Lake Best Mix, K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School. Sam Gormley here with you to the Locker Room Show as we are, what did they say, about 26 minutes away from kickoff tonight between the Cougars and the Eagles of Graves County. As Graves County enters this game with a record of 3-3, they're 2-0 in 5A District 1. Their head coach is Nick Kemp Sr., as he's 15-19 in his fourth season here at the helm. That is incorrect. I didn't even update that from last time. As this is his first year at the helm of the program, he is 3-3. As I was looking at my notes, and I was like, that's not right. It's his first year. He's 1-1 as 3-3 as the coach of Graves County. Defensive coordinator is Jason Goatley. This is the second all-time matchup between the Cougars and the Eagles. As we mentioned in the open, the Cougars ended the Eagles season just 1 year ago. So it's a chance here for revenge on both sides, as the Cougars don't want to allow for revenge to be an aspect into this game. But Graves County enters this game with a record of 3-3. They've won back-to-back games, both at home over Breck and Ohio counties. Head coach Nick Kemp was named the interim head coach for the season following the abrupt resignation of Morgan Cruz prior to the year. With a win, the Eagles would clinch a home playoff game, with next week's game against Owensboro technically being, I guess, for the district title. John Brown is the starting quarterback on the season. He has completed 85 of 162 passes for 16 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Clint McKee is the main running back, 92 times for 467 yards, 1 touchdown. Cody Goatley has 53 rushes for 192 yards and 5 touchdowns. Race Richards has 3 rushes for 47 yards, so he doesn't rush a lot, but that's an average of 15.7 yards per rush. Race Richards is the leading receiver. He has 27 catches for 452 yards and 5 touchdowns. Mason Grant has 24 catches for 346 yards and 4 touchdowns. Richards and Grant, so that combination there is accounted for 62% of the passing yards and 60% of the receptions for the year. Nelson Browning had 5 catches in their first 4 games, but is out for the season after a scary injury that had him end up with a fractured vertebrae. And we hope that he's continuing to improve there. Scoring offense for Graves County is averaging 28.7 points per game. In their last 2, they have averaged 44 points. The team is gone for a 2-point conversion 5 times. Cody Goatley has 4 of them, 1 from Race Richards. Defensively, this is where the Cougars exploited them massively last year. We'll talk a little bit about that here coming up in a few minutes. But the rush defense gives up about 190 yards per game. Pass defense gives up 185 through the air per game. Scoring defense allows 34.2 points per game. It's pretty much, with these teams, Graves County kind of likes to get into a little bit of a shootout, especially with how much they pass. While the Cougars might prefer something a little bit more low-scoring here today and put more emphasis on the defense. Cody Goatley leads the team with 34 total tackles and 2 tackles for a loss. Goatley is a 2-star recruit by Rivals and 24/7. Currently holds offers from Air Force, Murray State, and Southern Illinois. So he's the man on that defense that you want to circle. Alex Ramage is second on the team with 28 total tackles. The team has forced 8 turnovers, 6 interceptions, 2 fumbles. Race Richards leads the team with 2 interceptions, and they have 2 defensive touchdowns on the year. Kyler Matting had a 38-yard fumble return for a touchdown, and Mason Grant had a 25-yard interception return for a touchdown. Graves County, though, gave up nearly 600 yards of offense to the Cougars last year, as Grayson County rushed for 500 yards behind 357 from Qdarius McHenry, as he had what might be the greatest game in Grayson County football history there. Finished with 6 touchdowns, just an all-around fantastic game. But the Cougars had absolutely no answer for them in that game. As their kicker for Graves County is Connor Thomas, as he has not attempted a field goal, but is 16 of 17 on PA attempts. We'll take a break and come back and let you know a little bit more about the Grayson County Cougars. This is Cougar Football right here on K105.
Welcome back to the show. Now it's time to dig into some of this great barbecue.
Cut!
Tim, what are you doing in your phone?
You said it's time to dig, and I'm dialing 811 because I always call before I dig.
That's if you're digging into your lawn or garden. 811 helps you avoid underground utilities by marking them for free. But this is our food lovers show.
Then I'll tell you what, I am digging in.
Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig.
That is a pretty good breakfast.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
If you need to talk to someone about substance use disorder, call 8338-KY-HELP for a Kentucky licensed treatment provider near you. A message from the Kentucky Office of Drug Control Policy.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, it helped me pay for my house. Being part-time really helped because I could have some opportunities that were still in education.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
You wouldn't get caught out on the lake without your favorite bait. So why would you get caught digging without calling 811?
Are you getting ready to start your own digging project? Be sure to call 811 and get your underground utilities located. It's the law and it's free.
Here, try this.
Grayson County High School as the Cougars getting ready to take on Graves County here in a district matchup. Sam Gormley back here with you tonight on a cold, rainy night as the temperature is continuing to drop. In fact, we're probably going to end up having to shut the window behind us because if you see our backdrop here, you can really get a feeling on how windy it actually is. But if we go to a shot, if you're watching with us on either Facebook, on YouTube, or one of the different options that we have, I'm not sure how much it's actually picking up, but it is really raining outside still right now, as that's going to be the factor, and it's not going to let up at all. In fact, if you're listening with us on our radio stream, we will have a weather forecast here coming up for just a moment from our friends up at Wave 3. And they'll let you know that there is no sign of this rain letting down. Grayson County, though, enters this game a perfect 6-0. 2-0 in 5A District 1. They're coached by Ed Smart. He's 83-90 in his 16th season. The Cougars are off to their best start since 2012. They've only started 6-0 twice in the Ed Smart era, as they went 7-0 in 2012. The Cougars had a bye week last week, but the previous week saw them defeat Muhlenberg County 22-14. The Cougars are one of only 3 teams that remain unbeaten in Class 5A, and one of only 15 teams statewide. Last year, the Cougars ended the Eagles season with a road playoff win by a final score of 54-35. Logan Kopp is the starting quarterback for the Cougars this year. On the year, he is 9 of 20 for 114 yards. Hunter Gibson leads the team on the ground, and if you've watched any of the Cougars games this year, you know that that's where the primary part of their offense is going to come, as he has 614 yards on 105 total carries, as he's added 10 touchdowns, and Gibson ranks 13th in Class 5A with 102 yards per game. Kopp has the second most carries on the team. He has 70 for 195 yards and 4 touchdowns. Jacob Kerr, though, has emerged more and more in the past couple of games as a back that Ed Smart and Brian Jones can really put some emphasis on, as he has 50 carries for 321 yards and 3 touchdowns. Gibson leads the team with total catches, as he has caught 6 passes for 93 yards. Scoring-wise for Grayson County, averaging 28.5 points per game. So they've scored between 22 and 24 in 4 of their 6 games. So they've kind of gone, I think they had 22 against Muhlenberg, 24 against Breck. They had 22 against Fort Campbell. And then they had some outliers there, especially was week 1 against Nelson County, or week 2 against Nelson County, when they scored 49 points in a massive win there for that game. As the team rushes the ball on 93% of their plays this season, as they rushed for 500 against the Eagles last year. Rushing defense is allowing 69.7 yards per game. Passing-wise, they're giving up 99 yards, but on the recent road trip that saw them travel 3 games on the road, they gave up 154.7 per game. As scoring defense is only allowing 10.7 points per game, the team has forced 13 total turnovers on the year, 10 fumbles recovered, and they have intercepted 3 passes. Defensively, they are led by the Cooper Terry, as he has 35 total tackles. Zach Bratcher second on the team with 29. Both of those players have dealt with some injury issues, though, throughout the year. As Levi Martin and Hunter Toms lead the team in takeaways, with each one having 2. Toms and Jacob Kerr each have defensive touchdowns as well. Ryan Mode leads the team with 7 tackles for a loss. Ryan Coates and Hunter Pendergast are second with 5 apiece. When you look at this Grayson County team, though, it's hard to go without mentioning Logan Raymer, as Raymer is one of the bigger weapons that has turned out here in the state. In fact, he leads the team in field goals made, as he has made 6 through the Cougars' first 6 games, and he missed 1, but it was blocked, and it was about to be a 43-ish yard field goal attempt, and it was ended up being blocked. So, but he has been the man that the Cougars have been able to rely on a lot this year, and with it being rainy conditions, you never know if they might need it. But then again, because rain, if the offense struggles, they could go to him. But at the same time, kicking a ball in some of these windy conditions that we're having here tonight can turn into be a true, absolute nightmare. Of course, again, the Cougars are coached by Ed Smart. Next week, they will be back here at home. So if you're out on fall break, not able to make tonight's game, you'll be able to come out next week for their final regular season home game of the year. as they will play Ohio County. So that'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff 1 week from tonight, and then they'll wrap up the year with 2 road games at Owensboro and at Hart County. And then hopefully, if the Cougars win tonight, they will clinch themselves a playoff game for the most part. We can't do it as technically their magic number, as I'm still in baseball terms here, their magic number is 1. So if Ohio County would lose their next game or Grayson County wins, they will clinch at least a spot in the playoffs. We'll take a break and come back with more as we will talk to the offensive coordinator for Grayson County, Brian Jones. This is Cougar Football right here on K105.
It's one of the interesting things about farming is that probably no 2 days are exactly the same. The day-to-day things are not chores to us. They're work sometimes, but yet in the long run, they're things that we are very passionate about doing on a daily basis. We're a part of providing a quality product to our urban neighbors.
From our hands to yours.
We are Kentucky beef producers, helping to feed Kentucky.
Kentucky farm families.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
Take it from me, quitting tobacco isn't easy. It can take several attempts before you can finally quit for good. So if at first you don't succeed, quit. Quit again. And remember, even though quitting is hard, you don't have to do it alone. Quit Now Kentucky is with you every step of the way. For free help quitting tobacco, text QUIT KY to 797979 or go to quitnowkentucky.org.
At Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield, you'll find the area's largest selection of late model vehicles with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. And with a $500 trade assist on every qualified purchase, a broad network of lenders, low interest rates, Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield is the best choice for your next vehicle purchase. And if you don't see what you're looking for, they will find it. Plus, the friendly professional service staff is always there to meet your needs. Dan Powers GM Center, 1517 Elizabethtown Road in Litchfield.
At the core, most any farm is a family, and I'm proud to work with my family every day.
It's hard to explain if you haven't experienced it, but farming is not just a living, it is a lifestyle.
You've got to love what you do. I love farming.
I think a lot of people are very happy to know that neighbors, people like us, are the ones raising their food.
And we want our neighbors to enjoy the same product that we serve to our family.
Kentucky farm families.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better.
Welcome back here to the Locker Room Show on K105. Sam Gormley now joined
Offensive
by
coordinator
the
Brian.
Grayson County Cougars offensive coordinator Brian Jones. And Coach, let's go back to 2 weeks ago, the win over Muhlenberg County. What did you really see when going back and watching some of the film from that game?
I think the one of the nicest things that I can think of is that when things kind of weren't going our way, we kept fighting, kept battling, because they got 2 quick scores there to take the lead, and looked kind of doom and gloom for us, and we were able to battle back and come down and score and kind of get back out in front and stay out in front late in the game. And I think in years past, those kind of things happen to us. They score, we fumble, they score. We've had a lot of times we would fold and they would win the game, but we were able to battle back and kind of get back in control, settle down, and win that game.
Fall break is this week, and recently during fall break you haven't had a game. This year you do. How have you been handling that for your team?
I think it's given us the opportunity to practice in the morning. It's been really good weather this week. Kids still able to get out at a decent time and enjoy the break. But it's really allowed, I think, them as players, us as coaches, to really focus on football and try to get as good as we can this week.
You mentioned weather, and tonight that could possibly play as a factor. And I know that, as Coach Smart would always tell me last year, is both teams playing in the same factor, so it really doesn't matter. But for you being a team that runs the ball a lot, Graves being a team that maybe passes a little bit more, does that give you at all a little bit of an advantage, do you think?
I think it's potentially more favorable for us because we are a running team and they do like to throw it. But on the same side, I think if you look at them and you're their coaching staff, you look at us and say, well, they've fumbled in every game where it hasn't been raining, so it's greater chance of us putting the ball on the ground. So, it's hard to say how teams will respond to the weather. They may have already played in some rain and some things like that. So us not playing in it really yet, we just have to wait and see how we respond to it.
Revenge is something that I know that teams do like to live on, and I remember talking last year that last year's senior class was wanting revenge over Ohio County because they beat them in the 8th grade championship or something along the lines of that. Tonight, Graves has that opportunity for revenge as you knocked them out of the playoffs. Is there something on the table from you on the other side that you tell your team, knowing the kind of mentality that Graves might be coming into in this game?
Well, I think it is a revenge game for them. They were a 2 seed, we were a 3 seed last year, and so on paper they were seated ahead of us. But for us this year, we're playing for the opportunity to play a home playoff game. I think if we win this game, we're really in the driver's seat and have control to be either the 1 or 2 and be able to play here that first round, which is a big deal. It's not something that's happened a lot here, and so the opportunity to win this game and be able to play at home that first round, I think, is a big deal. It gives these seniors another chance to play in front of their families and friends, and so that's kind of our play on it. Is they're coming for revenge, and we're coming for the opportunity to play at home and have an opportunity to have maybe a 10-win season, and so that's our side of it, and we'll just see how it plays out.
Last year against this Graves County team, you rushed for 500 yards. Now, 500 is probably a tall tale going into this game, but what are you looking to see to try and get something similar to that tonight?
I think they returned probably 7 or 8 starters off that last year's defense, and we lost 4 guys up front, and so early on is how we were controlling the line of scrimmage, because last year we were really able to control it up front, get some movement and create some holes that allowed for that. And so this year, that'll kind of be the key. They returned 3 of those 4 guys up front, and see how our guys respond to playing against some seniors that have some experience, and kind of I think this game's going to be determined at the line of scrimmage.
Defensively, as we mentioned, Graves County does like to pass the ball a lot, and Coach Smart has expressed some concerns about the secondary. Did you see anything in Muhlenberg about that starting to improve a little bit, or what do they really need to do to slow down that Graves County passing attack?
I think Graves likes to throw a lot of short passes, some screens and things like that, and so I think if as long as our kids play aggressive and tackle up in the open field, we'll see how it goes. But the Muhlenberg got us deep once or twice, and so I'm sure we'll see that. Graves take those opportunities to try to get us deep. Breck, same thing, kind of got us sleeping a few times in the secondary. So I expect Graves will take those shots and try to hope for the same big play. And I think if we can keep things in front and, like I said, tackle out in the open field, I like our chances.
Coach, good luck. We'll have more here on the Locker Room Show coming up after this.
When you or a loved one is ready to seek help for a drug addiction, don't let the moment pass. Instead of wasting precious time searching the internet and spending hours on the phone, you can find help now. Because the keys to finding treatment are right at your fingertips. Go online to findhelpnowky.org, answer 5 optional questions, and in less than a minute, get a list of every Kentucky-based treatment provider accepting clients. Findhelpnowky.org. Finding addiction treatment is easier than ever.
Have you ever wished your life came with a handbook? Well, you're in luck. That's exactly what the Grayson County Extension Office is. Your handbook for life. Let the ladies at the Extension Office bring you the most up-to-date information in all areas of your life, like cooking, gardening and canning, financial stability, disease awareness classes, early childhood education, farming, and even 4-H club, just to name a few. But if you can think of it, the Grayson County Extension Office can teach you. A free resource to help you navigate life a little easier.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
Lake's best mix, K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County, as it's Graves County against Grayson County here, getting ready to get underway as we've got ourselves just about 5.5 minutes. And if you're not in the Litchfield area or haven't been aware of the weather, maybe you're on fall break somewhere, the one thing we'd been asking for really much of the past month and a half was, can we get some rain? Can we get some rain? Well, let's answer today. We've gotten some rain all day today, and it is pouring right now and should be pouring for most of tonight's football game. So it's a great day for Ducks. Maybe not so much for football, but both teams are going out to midfield right now to try and go for the coin tosses. You've got Ryan Mode, Cooper Terry, Ryan Coates, and Jacob Kerr as the captains for Grayson County. Your keys to tonight's game, though, for Grayson County, the secondary is the key. Graves County plays a lot in passes, so you've got to make sure that secondary plays well. For the Cougars also, hold on to the ball. You heard Coach Jones mention it just a minute ago. Fumbling has been an issue for this offense, and in a game that might be a toss-up, turnovers can be the difference. And you got to get the lead. With how they run this offense, getting ahead, they can't play from behind in this game because Graves County can just take you out easily when it comes to that. For the Eagles, pass and pass often. I seemingly write that every single week, but that's exactly what you want. As I look outside right now, and the rain seems to be coming down at probably the hardest rate it has the entire night here so far, as it is really, really swirling outside. In fact, I'm looking out over my left shoulder and seeing that there's a bunch of people just sitting in their cars. I'm presuming probably listening to the pregame show here, and I don't blame you because right now it is really coming down. And we'll let you know when you probably should come in, as we got about 3.5 minutes on the clock. For Graves County, they'll also win the battle in the trenches. As I was talking here to the broadcasting team for Graves County, they haven't allowed a sack the entire year. They do that tonight, and they could be in for a big win. Weather the storm. Maybe a pun intended in that, but it is a crazy weather day around here today. So there is a lot happening. So for them, they just need to battle through and hope for their sake that they can get out to Mayfield and get ready to go back with a win. So we are going to take a break and come back with the play-by-play as this is Cougar football right here on K105.
It's one of the interesting things about farming is that probably no 2 days are exactly the same. The day-to-day things are not chores to us. They're work sometimes, but yet in the long run, they're things that we are very passionate about doing on a daily basis. We're a part of providing a quality product to our urban neighbors.
From our hands to yours.
We are Kentucky beef producers, helping to feed Kentucky.
At Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield, you'll find the area's largest selection of late model vehicles with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. And with a $500 trade assist on every qualified purchase, a broad network of lenders, low interest rates, Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield is the best choice for your next vehicle purchase. And if you don't see what you're looking for, they will find it. Plus, the friendly professional service staff is always there to meet your needs. Dan Powers GM Center, 1517 Elizabethtown Road in Litchfield.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Have you ever wished your life came with a handbook? Well, you're in luck. That's exactly what the Grayson County Extension Office is. Your handbook for life. Let the ladies at the Extension Office bring you the most up-to-date information in all areas of your life, like cooking, gardening and canning, financial stability, disease awareness classes, early childhood education, farming, and even 4-H club, just to name a few. But if you can think of it, the Grayson County Extension Office can teach you. A free resource to help you navigate life a little easier.
It's time for football here in Litchfield as it's the opening kickoff here by Logan Raymer. Goes out of the back of the end zone. So that's how we're going to get underway here today, as it is a swirling rain happening out, but Graves County going to start this game first down and 10 with the ball placed at their own 20-yard line. So the Eagles placed here at their Eagles 20-yard line. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers out on each side. One wide receiver, running back to the left side, and the running back is going to get the handoff. And oh, yes, it is up the middle. And he will get it up to about the 24, 25-yard line, depending on something along the lines of that.
5 yards on first down from McKee is a great way to start the play.
So they are going to give him 5 yards on that play, so that'll bring the ball up here to the 25-yard line. Again, if you just joined us, it is a swirling rain. Not many people here tonight, as it is cold and rainy. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers again, dropping back to pass over the middle, and is intercepted at the 30-yard line. He has a hole across the 20. 10-5, diving into the end zone. Touchdown, Cougars. Zach Bratcher is the one who comes down with it, as who was right to him, and he had a wide open lane. A 30-yard interception for a touchdown, and Grayson County gets on the board first. 6-0 is our score. So Raymer on here to attempt the extra point. Zach Bratcher is the one who comes down with it. So this has got to be difficult for Raymer. He's only missed 1 PAT on the year. Placed down, the kick is up. It's a line drive kick, and he put it through. So Grayson County takes a 7-0 lead. This is Cougar football on K105.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
Have you ever wished your life came with a handbook? Well, you're in luck. That's exactly what the Grayson County Extension Office is. Your handbook for life. Let the ladies at the Extension Office bring you the most up-to-date information in all areas of your life, like cooking, gardening and canning, financial stability, disease awareness classes, early childhood education, farming, and even 4-H club, just to name a few. But if you can think of it, the Grayson County Extension Office can teach you. A free resource to help you navigate life a little easier.
Big return on this. They take it all the way up to the 38-yard line. So the interception return for a touchdown by Zach Bratcher gives the Cougars an early 7-0 lead here in this game. So first down and 10 here coming up for Graves County on the first drop back for John Brown. He threw an interception. He's going to pass again. It's off into the left flat, and it's dropped. And it is soaking wet. That ball has to be absolutely drenched. It was Race Richards, the intended receiver there. That pass falls incomplete, and that'll bring up second down and 10. And I think that this completely plays into the Cougars' advantage. Graves likes to pass the ball, and that just shows right there that is an example of action. As there's a handoff up the middle across the 40, still moving his feet. He's got the first down up to about the 50-yard line. A nice run there by Graves County. Mason Grant was the man in there on the carry. He takes it up to the 50-yard line. That's a pickup of 12 yards and a first down for the Eagles. So we're just about a minute into the game. Grayson County leads this one 7-0. Shotgun formation here for the Eagles. As it's going to be a handoff to Goatley across the 50-yard line. He's going to try and get around the corner. He's got the 45, he's got the 40, and he's going to be brought down out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. As Goatley took that one up the near side here and tried to get around the corner and did. Was able to get around a couple of Cougar defenders. That's a pickup of about 13 yards there on the run for Cody Goatley. So it's up to the 37-yard line. So 10-10 now to play here in the first quarter. First down and 10 here for the Eagles. No, it's kept this time by Brown as he fakes the handoff to Goatley, and he's brought down for a loss on the play. In there on the tackle was Zach Bratcher. So Bratcher stops him for, actually he does pick up 2 yards there. As I thought he had been brought down behind, I thought it was back a little bit further. But you can go to the rain is just making it really hard to see as out our window here. It's fogging quickly, so our visibility is going to continue to go down. Another shotgun formation here for Graves. 2 wide receivers out on each side. High snap, he controls it, and it's going to be a handoff up to the 30-yard line. Goes McKee. And he is going to be short of the first down, so that'll bring up third down here for the Eagles. It'll be a pickup of about 4 yards up to the 31. We really won't have a lot of scores to bring you today, since this is the popular fall break week, as there's not going to be a lot of action really to follow along with. So here comes third down and 3. Shotgun formation here for the quarterback, Brown. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. He's got the first down and more across the 25-yard line. And finally being brought down at about the 21. About 3 or 4 Cougars were there to bring down McKee on the carry. As 8.5 minutes here to play in our opening quarter. Grayson County leads this one 7-0 after the interception returned for a touchdown by Zach Bratcher. So Richards is out high here. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. Shotgun formation, a running back to Brown's left. And it's going to be a handoff across the left side. He's down inside the 15-yard line, down to about the 14. So a pickup of about 7 yards there on the run for Graves County. And the Eagles are having some room to run here early on after the interception on their opening drive, as they enter here into the red zone for the first time today. Of course, Graves County is averaging 28.7 yards per game. In their last 2, though, they've averaged 44. And the ball's out. And looks like Graves County does come down with it. As it came down, as it popped out, and at first it looked like the Cougars were going to fall on top of it, but when I think it might have been Bratcher went to fall down on top of it, it squirted out, and Brown was there to fall down, and they do point towards Graves County ball. So the Eagles catch a massive break there. It is going to be a loss on the play. So play back to the 16, so it's only a loss of 2. But that'll bring up third down here at about 5. Can the Cougars come up with a big stop here in the red zone? Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers out high, 1 here to the near side. Graves County working from left to right on your radio dial, and it's a handoff, and nothing going there as he runs right off to the left side. And who was the one in there first for Grayson County? It might have been Pendergast in there first for the tackle for Grayson County. And it appears that Graves County is going to go for it, as you kind of are in no man's land there, as it's up to the 16. So they are saying no gain on that. So a shotgun formation. 1 wide receiver out high, 1 here to the near side. Ball's on the far hash. Graves working from left to right here on your screen or on your radio dial. Will they try and draw the Cougars off sides? Nope, here they go. It's a pitch out here to the near side to Goatley. He's going to try and get around the corner, and he is going to be diving towards the first down marker, but I think he is short. And the opening spot does say he is short. And he is short. So Grayson County just stands up here, stops the 10th play of the drive, and it'll go here towards Cougar ball. They're going to measure it, as I'm not really sure what they're trying to measure, as he looks well short, but we'll see what they say. If he picks it up, then it'll be a very generous spot. So they're getting ready to set down the chains here. And he's short. First down, Cougars. So they'll have the first down marker here. So Cougars are going to get their first drive here of this game. 6 minutes and 28 seconds to play. They do lead 7-0 off the pick six from Zach Bratcher. So they'll have the ball here placed on their own 11-yard line, so deep into their own territory. So how will the Cougars start off here? Logan Kopp, the starting quarterback. Hunter Gibson and Jacob Kerr, your two main runners. Kopp under center. He has Gibson lined up behind him, and it's going to be a handoff across the left side, and it was Jacob Kerr there on the carry. No gain. So no gain there on the first run of the game for the Cougars. And it's really, we talked about it in the open, the battle in the trenches is probably going to be the difference in this game. I mean, it's wet. You're going to have to run the ball, and whichever team runs the ball better might come away with the win here. Grayson County, though, has the 7-0 lead. Cougars going to spread it out here. Two wide receivers out on each side. Kopp is in the pistol formation, and it's going to be a handoff to Kerr. He goes up over the right side. He's going to pick up maybe one or two, but that's about all. So they're going to say that he picks up 1 to the 12th, so it'll bring up 3rd down and 9. And see, you're kind of in this no man's land here where you don't really want to pass the ball and go for an interception or something like that. So I think you almost just run the ball and, if anything, just punt this ball away. Kopp will go up in the shotgun formation. He has two wide receivers out to the far side. He is going to pitch this one out to the right side, trying to get around the corner up to the 15-yard line. Was Jacob Kerr. Goatley in there on the tackle. And Kerr really had nowhere to go on that run up to the 14-yard line, so the Cougars are going to be forced to punt on their first drive of the game. Of course, if you just joined us, they took the 7-0 lead on the 30-yard interception return by Zach Bratcher to start this game off. So here comes the punt, and it is blocked. And it's going to be picked up here at the 17-yard line. He's going to be tripped up from behind, diving towards the end zone. And that is a touchdown for Graves County. About a 17-yard block punt return there for the Eagles. And just like that, it is 7-6. So I think the snap was bobbled on the punt, and it let the punt to be blocked. So here comes the kick from Graves. Placed down, the kick is up. It is long enough, and he put it through. So Graves County has tied our game up here at 7-7. As we will take this time, though, to look at the district standings right now. As the Grayson County district standings right now coming into tonight's game, Owensboro on top of that. As Owensboro is on top of those standings, Grayson County technically in second, Graves in third, Muhlenberg in fourth, Ohio County fifth, Breck County in sixth. So if you're watching with us right now on Facebook, you can see that if technically the season would end today, you would have Owensboro being the number 1 seed, and so on from there. As Graves County will be set to kick this one away as they tie this game up here at 7-7. So we have 4 minutes and 28 seconds to play here in the first quarter. And it's a pooch kick over, and it went out of bounds. So the Cougars are going to get good field position here, as they just tried to pooch that and not let the Cougars really have any chance at returning this. So the Cougars are going to get the ball here. They'll place it, as it was on the far side of the field, and with foggy windows, we sure can't see anything. So it is a kick out of bounds, and they're going to place this up to the 46. So that's where the Cougars here will start their second possession of this game. A little bit better field position. 4:29 here to play in the first quarter. Ball placed on the Cougars' 46. Kopp is going to hand this one off, and up the middle goes Kerr. He'll pick up maybe about 1 or 2, but after that is immediately pushed backwards. So they'll give him up 1 yard up to the 47-yard line. Maybe it's only about a half a yard now as we check this spot again. So the Cougars not having early success running the ball. Our score, though, tied at 7 between Grayson County and Graves County. 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. As Grayson County got a 30-yard interception return for a touchdown, Graves County had a block punt return for a touchdown. Shotgun formation again for Kopp. And it's going to be a handoff to Woodcock, and he is going to be dropped at the original line of scrimmage for a loss of 1 yard. So they tried a little bit of misdirection there, and it does not fool the Graves County defense at all. It's a loss of 1 yard back to the 46-yard line, and that'll bring up third down and long again for the Cougars. Let's see what the Cougars will draw up here, trying to find something to work.
It's not raining at the moment. Hopefully the rain is gone.
Shotgun formation for Kopp. He's rolling out, and he's going to pitch it, and there's a hole, and trying to stay on his feet and being brought down at about the 49-yard line. Hunter Gibson was the man there on the run for the Cougars. He picks up about 4, but still well short of the first down marker, up to the 49-yard line. So kind of interesting start to this game as both teams having non-traditional touchdowns. As the Cougars had a defensive touchdown, Graves County had a special teams touchdown. The punt trying to get this one away. They will, and it's a good punt. High end over end. That's going to take a Cougar bounce as they let it bounce and rolling inside the 10-yard line, and it's going to be downed inside the 10, maybe at about the 5 or 6. It looks more towards the 6, so that's where Graves County here will start this drive off. 2 minutes and 28 seconds to play here in the opening quarter between Grayson County and Graves County. So again, Graves having the ball here at their own 6. Seeing if I can't bring a score for you. Madisonville North Hopkins 14, Hopkinsville nothing. That is in the first half of that game. Shotgun formation here. Spreading it out is Graves County. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Nothing going on the run, though. McKee was there on the run. They might give him 1 or 2. So they'll give him up to the 7, so it's a pickup of 1.
Maybe 3. Second and 7. 7.5.
So to bring up here, second down and about 8.
2 receivers each way.
Shotgun formation again for Graves County. That's how they've run every single play here so far tonight.
Continuous clock with the running game.
And a handoff, and again the Cougars in there for a tackle for a loss.
He has no success and may have even lost some ground. It's going to bring up third and long.
As a Cougar defender, Cooper Terry gets around the edge. He's not very tall. In fact, they have him listed on the roster at 5'9", and he kind of squirted right through the offensive line, and they'll back this one up to the 6, so it'll be a loss of 1. So that'll bring up third down and about 9 or 10. Shotgun formation here. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. The slot receiver doesn't appear to be really actually, it's covered by a deep receiver. Handoff, big hole across the 10, across the 15, towards the first down marker, and it appears that the running back does have enough there for the Eagles. As at first it looked like the Cougars were going to stop him for a loss on the play, but it'll be a 13-yard pickup and a first down for Graves County.
Move the chains, keep the clock moving. 1 minute left in the quarter.
So we got ourselves under a minute now to play here in our opening quarter. Grayson County again holds on, all tied up here at 7 between the Eagles and the Cougars. It does appear that our rain has stopped. I don't expect that to stop for long, though. At least that's what the radar had said. 2 wide receivers out to the top side, 1 here to the near side. Shotgun formation, high snap, it's corralled, a handoff across the left side. He gets through the first hole, but somebody had him, grabbed him by the ankles. Ryan Coates, Hunter Pendergast in there on the tackle, as that was McKee there. And they'll give him up to the 22-yard line, so it'll be a pickup of about 3 there for the Eagles.
Seconds left. Grayson's going to try
and see if Graves County will get one more playoff. It does not appear that they will, so that will be the end of the first quarter. We're all tied up at 7 as this is Cougar football right here on K105.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
When you or a loved one is ready to seek help for a drug addiction, don't let the moment pass. Instead of wasting precious time searching the internet and spending hours on the phone, you can find help now. Because the keys to finding treatment are right at your fingertips. Go online to findhelpnowky.org, answer 5 optional questions, and in less than a minute, get a list of every Kentucky-based treatment provider accepting clients. Findhelpnowky.org. Finding addiction treatment is easier than ever.
Welcome back here to Grayson County as we're all tied up here at 7. At the start of the second quarter, Graves County going to have this ball. So you're going to say second down here and about 5.
12 minutes.
Again, it is hard to see out of our window here. It's blowing the whistle, and here we come back to action. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. And it's going to be a pitch here to the near side, getting it across the 20, but nothing much more than that. Is drugged down out of bounds is the running back McKee. As Woodcock was in there to grab him from behind. And they'll place him down to the 26. So it's about a 4-yard pickup there for the running back McKee for the Eagles. On the year coming in, Clint McKee rushed 92 times for 467 yards. Only 1 touchdown, though. As a team, Graves County averaging 4.3 yards per carry, 128.7 yards per game. As 2 wide receivers here to the far side, 1 here to the near. High snap, corralled. It's going to hand off ahead of steam across the 30. That's enough for the first down for Graves County. That was Goatley there on the carry up to the 31. That's a pickup of 5 yards, and that's enough for the first down for the Eagles. At 7-7 is our score, though. 11:45 to play here in the second quarter. It appears that the wind the wind has really picked up here, and with everybody being soaking wet, it has to be miserable out there. Shotgun. Handoff across the left side, trying to get around the corner. He's got the 35, he's got the 40. At the 45 and sidestepping out of bounds at the 47-yard line is Goatley. On the run there by Graves County. And that's a big pickup there for the Eagles up to the 47-yard line. That's a 16-yard pickup and a first down for the Eagles. As first down and 10 here coming up for Graves County. All tied up at 7, 11:20 to play here in the first quarter. First half, sorry. Both teams running the ball, which is allowing this game to move by. Last time these two teams played, I want to say the first quarter felt like an hour and a half. High snap again. Handoff across the left side. It's McKee. He gets across the 50 before being drugged down from behind at about the 49-yard line. That's a pickup of about 4 yards on the run. Bradshaw in there on the tackle for the Cougars. So here comes the Cougar defense trying to get a stand here. Second down and 6 is after Graves County crosses midfield. Again, the shotgun. They're going to pass it off into the flat. It is complete at the 50. Trying to get around the corner, and he's going to get the first down. Is the runner there for the Eagles? As Cooper Terry was in there on the tackle. And it will be enough for a first down for the Eagles, as it'll be up to about the 42. So a pickup of 7 on the pass completion.
Here's another chance to one-on-one. Look at that DB. Race has got him by, 4 or 5 inches. They're going to go back to the running.
Handoff across the left side. Nothing going there. The Cougars stop him right at the original line of scrimmage. Zach Bratcher was one of the first men in there. I think Hunter Pendergast was another one. So the Cougars are actually going to end up pushing him back for a loss on the play. So back to the 43. So a loss of 1. Second down and 11 now will come up. 9:40 here to play in the first half. Shotgun formation. Pitching it out here to the near side. McKee, he's going to go it back towards now the far side. And he's going to be tripped up across the 40-yard line, and he's going to dive forward and end up picking up about 3 or 4 more yards up to about the 35. As it looked like the Cougars were going to have him stopped as they read this play perfectly. So it was a pitch here to the near side, and immediately when McKee got it, he saw that he had nowhere to go on that, so he brought it around the far side and ended up having a hole and ends up picking up some yardage up to the 35. So a pickup of about 8 yards. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 3 here coming up for Graves County.
Is that an all, the lead blocker?
It is no.
High snap, handoff up the middle. He's got the first down and more across the 30-yard line. Big pickup there on the run for Graves County. Goatley was there on the run up to the 29. Pickup of 6 yards. So Graves County's defensively is struggling a little bit here. And as you heard Coach Smart mention, I think Coach Jones has said a few times this year, Coach Smart's a master of halftime adjustments on defense. See what he might be able to do, because Graves County is having their way running the ball here early on. Handoff again across the right side. Big hole across the 20, inside the 15, inside the 10. That's a touchdown, Graves County. McKee on the run, 29 yards, and a touchdown for the Eagles. And they have taken themselves a 13-7 lead. So the first lead of the game here for the Eagles. And they'll look to add a point after attempt. So here it comes. Place down. The kick is up. And he put it through. So Graves County has taken a 14-7 lead. 8:15 to play here in the first half. This is Cougar football on K105.
It's one of the interesting things about farming is that probably no 2 days are exactly the same. The day-to-day things are not chores to us. They're work sometimes, but yet in the long run, they're things that we are very passionate about doing on a daily basis. We're a part of providing a quality product to our urban neighbors.
From our hands to yours.
We are Kentucky beef producers, helping to feed Kentucky.
Kentucky farm families.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
Return this kick. This time it's one that's deep. It's going to take a bounce, and it's going to be picked up at about the 17-yard line. Trying to find a hole and really just running up to about the 32 and not going any further there. So that was Logan Kopp on the return. So he picks up probably about 20 there on the return, but he ran, and it was kind of interesting because he kind of did a stutter step and realized that there was nothing going. So here comes the Cougars' first drive of this second quarter. 8:08 to play here in that quarter. The Cougars trail Graves County 14-7. Not a lot of success on offense here early on for Grayson County. Does appear that maybe the rain has picked up again. Pistol formation for Kopp. Hands it off, and again, nothing. Go actually breaking through at first, but finally being brought down by the edge. As Hunter Gibson on the run there. And no gain on the run. As he looked like he was going to be brought down for a loss of maybe about 1 or 2. And then kind of squirted through and was brought down finally. It looked like he was possibly going to get around the edge. But the edge rusher there for Graves County stopped him nothing further than that.
They've been second and 9, third and 9 this whole first half.
They've been running the football really well for the past 3 weeks.
Shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff across the left side. Gibson trying to find a hole. He's not going to find it, and he's going to be brought down for a loss on the play. Graves County had multiple players in that backfield. And he's brought down to the 30, so that's a loss of 2, and another third down and long here for the Cougars. And Cougars offensively really struggling here in this game to start off. Not having any semblance of any real, what's the word I'm looking for there? Look, any rotations or anything. And that's going to be a fumbled snap, and the Cougars are just going to fall on that, and they're going to be forced to punt this one away again. So Kopp fumbles it, picks it up, and the offense continues to struggle here. 6:28 here to play in this first half. Grayson County trails Graves County 14-7. Cougars' only touchdown was a 30-yard interception returned by Zach Bratcher. Kopp back to punt. Low snap. High into the air as he'll give this one. And it's the wind just picks that up, and it's gonna end up being downed into about the 34-yard line. It's only gonna end up to being about a 3-yard punt. And it'll be back to the 34 as that one went straight up into the air, and it is really, really windy. If it wasn't windy, that probably would have been a 30-yard punt, but that wind just immediately blew that ball backwards. So Graves County is going to get excellent field position here, and special teams is really struggling here to start this game. As I see that it says that the wind is 13 miles per hour, I think it's even heavier than that. So the Eagles get great field position here with 6:05. Handoff across the right side, still on his feet. Down inside the 30, up to about the 27-yard line.
Inside the 30 to the 28-yard line, so a pickup of about 6 for McKee, 2nd and 4.
So a big pickup there by McKee. So they'll pick it up to the 29-yard line. They'll give him about a pickup of 5. So Graves County being able to run whatever they absolutely want here in this game. Shotgun here. 2 wide receivers out on each side. Dropping back to pass. He's going to fire over the middle. It's intercepted by Grayson County. And he falls down there. And who was the one in there to intercept that? That was Caden Woodcock. A big-time interception. And when he caught that, it's so slick that he slipped down and fell. And he immediately got up and started to run. Tried to see, maybe the official didn't catch me falling down there. But a big-time interception there. Caden Woodcock gets that interception. And that's exactly what Grayson County needed. Switch the momentum, hopefully, back into their way. So he's down to about the 8-yard line, is where the Cougars are going to start this here of their own 8. 5:20 to play here in the first half. At the ball at about the 8. Handoff, and a penalty flag is thrown in by the official, and I'm not even sure what they might call here, as they could call a face mask. Just the way that the tackle went down, as it looked a little awkward, but it could be holding as well. So here comes the official. Chop block on chop block on Graves County. So I think he's saying that it was a low hit, a hit below the knee, which is something that they're really trying to watch for as a hit below the knee. That's the only thing, is the official was had a wide open view for it. Grayson County, though, going to take advantage of it. So it'll be up to the 19, because the official was right there and he immediately was standing behind and throws the ball in. So we have a whistle blown here. And it's going to be a timeout taken on the field. I think it might have been Graves County that had took that timeout there. See if we can't look and see who might be watching with us on our Facebook or YouTube broadcast here today. As we see here, as I see Jonathan Decker watching from Panama City, and I look down to the other end of the press box where he's supposed to be here today. Can yell down to Danny Beasley or Brian Payton and ask, how'd you guys let Jonathan out of working here today? He's in Florida. That's not an excuse, right? He's watching with us right now. So we got a lot of people watching with us here today. We appreciate you. As always, we'd like to let you know where you're watching from and everything that goes along with that, as I know a lot of people out there on fall break. And I have to say, I'm jealous. Out of the weather we're having here today, I wish I was on the beach in Florida there today as well. So the Cougars going to have this first down and 10. First and 10 at their own 19. Pitch out here to the corner, across the 20, across the 25. It looks like they might have even moved that penalty up to the 24 now that I look at it again. So the Cougars going to get that across the 25-yard line, waiting for the official spot.
So a pickup of about 3.
Looks like they'll place it to the 27. So a pickup of about 3, second down and 7 coming up. As again, I was going to bring you some score updates, but there's really not a lot to bring you. And now the rain has picked up drastically again. This might be the hardest it's come down at all the entire night here today. A swirling rain. It might not even pick up on the camera, but it is raining really hard. Handoff across the right side and nothing going, as the first man in there was Van Cleve for Graves County. And forward progress is going to give them a loss of 2 yards, and they're lucky because it could have been a loss of a lot more. So Kerr was there on the run for Grayson County. Dropped for a loss of 2 yards. 3.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Graves County leads Grayson County 14-7. So third down and 9. Shotgun formation here. One wide receiver out on each side. Kopp is going to hand it off, and up the middle go the Cougars. And a second effort is going to give them up to the 29-yard line, but that's still well short of the first down marker, and the Cougars have had their fair share of punting woes here tonight. A block punt, and also one that went only 4 yards after the wind, and the wind has really picked up here. And it's a line drive, and this time it's a good punt. It's going to take a bounce and a Cougar bounce across the 50, rolling up to about the 40-yard line, and that's where they're going to down it. So a nice punt there by the Cougars. Be about 31 yards up to the 40-yard line, so that's where Graves County will get their possession here. 2.5 minutes to play in the first half. As I see here, we have one person watching, a Graves County fan, who says he's watching from home because they didn't have enough room on their charter bus. So 2:32 here to play. The ball being played on the Grace 40-yard line. Handoff. This time there might be a gain of 1. McKee on the run there. They're going to pick him up with 1. Ed Smart delivering the play call to his defense. 2:15 now to play here in this first half. Snap off. This time it's going to be kept by Brown across the right side, and he's just going to run out of bounds on the far side of the field. Let's see where they'll place that one down, as that's kind of in no man's land. The near side official says out to the 43, so they'll give him 2 yards. And that does go out of bounds, so that does stop the clock with 2:05 here to play in this first half. 14-7 though, Graves County leads this one over the Cougars. Shotgun formation, passing down maybe. Nope, they're going to hand it off, and falling down was a Cougar, and they're going to push the runner back immediately. 2 Cougars in there on the tackle. Zach Bratcher was in there on the run, on the tackle. And they will end up saying he picks up 1, but nothing more than that. And if you're Ed Smart, do you think about taking a timeout here? But I think he's almost just saying, I'm wet, I'm cold, I want to go in the locker room and see what we can't do. 1:30 here. They're going to be punting with the wind, though, is Graves, but can the Cougars get a block punt? It's a high snap, it's over the head. It's going to be a race for the ball. Graves County's going to get down on top of it and immediately just take a knee. Back to about the 15 or the 16-yard line, and the punter is asking for a penalty flag as he immediately, when he grabbed it, took a knee down, and I think that would be a really, really ticky-tack call. As he took a knee down at the 16, and immediately a Cougar defender laid a hit on him. So the Cougars are going to get great field position here after the punt goes over the head on the snap. So Cougars here to the 16 is where the ball will be placed. 1:21 to play. The Cougars do have all 3 timeouts here in the second quarter. Hand the ball off, going up the middle inside the 15-yard line. And does Ed Smart take a timeout here? No, he is going to let that clock roll a little bit more. Up to the, let's see where they're going to place this here, up to the 14-yard line. That's a pickup of about 2 here. So here comes the handoff again. It's Hunter Gibson. He goes across the left side, and he's immediately body slammed backwards. They might give him 1 up to the 13, and it appears that Ed Smart will take that time here to take a timeout. So here with 46.8 seconds to play here in this first half of play. If you just joined us, though, Grayson County got a pick 6 here early on in the game as Zach Bratcher, we were only about 30 seconds into the game. Zach Bratcher, 30 yards to the house. Grayson County took a 7-0 lead. Then the Cougars had a punt blocked that Graves County picked up and returned for a touchdown. That tied us up at 7. And then a 29-yard return here at the start of this second quarter gave Graves County their lead here that they hold at this point 14-7. Sam Gormley, though, here with you as we appreciate you tuning in, and the temperature's really dropping. So usually we're here in this press box sweating like crazy. Here it comes. It's a handoff across the right side, going towards the hole, trying to keep the legs churning up to the 11. Does Gibson. It's a pickup of 2 yards. So to bring up 4th down and 4, and I think Ed Smart will probably take a timeout and throw Logan Raymer out there and see if he couldn't put in. But he's kicking into the wind. So I think he will. Why not here? So Logan Raymer, again, the top kicker in the state right now. He's made 6 field goals, which leads the state. Ed Smart takes the timeout with 6.7 seconds left. So he'll throw, presumably, Logan Raymer out here to attempt what will be about a 29-yard field goal. Again, Raymer is 6 of 7 on the year. His lone miss was from about 47 that was blocked. As on the year, his longest is 37, but he's made 3 from 30 plus. This one, though, it's only about 29. So here comes the kick coming from Logan Raymer. He's kicking into what appears to be a pretty heavy wind. As it's blowing right into his face, placed down, the kick is up. It's a line drive kick, and it is good! He puts it through, and are they going to put some time? They might even have to put some time on the clock here. And it appears both teams are happy with heading into the locker room. So through the first half, 14-10. Nope, they're going to put some time back onto this clock. We'll take a break and find out what that is after this. This is Cougar Football on K105.
Have you ever wished your life came with a handbook? Well, you're in luck. That's exactly what the Grayson County Extension Office is. Your handbook for life. Let the ladies at the Extension Office bring you the most up-to-date information in all areas of your life, like cooking, gardening and canning, financial stability, disease awareness classes, early childhood education, farming, and even 4-H club, just to name a few. But if you can think of it, the Grayson County Extension Office can teach you. A free resource to help you navigate life a little easier. At Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield, you'll find the area's largest selection of late model vehicles with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. And with a $500 trade assist on every qualified purchase, a broad network of lenders, low interest rates, Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield is the best choice for your next vehicle purchase. And if you don't see what you're looking for, they will find it. Plus, the friendly professional service staff is always there to meet your needs. Dan Powers GM Center, 1517 Elizabethtown Road in Litchfield.
The Twin Lakes Fix Mix, K105.
Graves County ends up catching the kick here, and it goes down here to the fair catch that was called here at about the 35-yard line. So technically Graves County is going to get one play here. I'd presume that they'll probably just take a knee here, and so they will say the 33. So
This, barring some kind of a penalty, would be the last play of the half.
So here comes one wide receiver out on each side. It's going to be a handoff up the middle across the left side. This will be the last play across the 35, across the 40, running out of bounds at the 46-yard line. That is the last play here of this first half. When we come back, we'll have the halftime show. This is Cougar Football right here on K105.
Have you ever wished your life came with a handbook? Well, you're in luck. That's exactly what the Grayson County Extension Office is. Your handbook for life. Let the ladies at the Extension Office bring you the most up-to-date information in all areas of your life, like cooking, gardening and canning, financial stability, disease awareness classes, early childhood education, farming, and even 4-H club, just to name a few. But if you can think of it, the Grayson County Extension Office can teach you. A free resource to help you navigate life a little easier.
Welcome back to the show. Now it's time to dig into some of this great barbecue.
Cut!
Tim, what are you doing in your phone?
You said it's time to dig, and I'm dialing 811 because I always call before I dig.
That's if you're digging into your lawn or garden. 811 helps you avoid underground utilities by marking them for free. But this is our food lovers show.
Then I'll tell you what, I am digging in.
Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig.
Nice pool, lady.
What are you doing?
Oh, just giving you a taste of what it's like for us fish.
Well, what do you mean?
You people throw all this stuff on the ground, and it washes down the storm drain right into my pool. Ew, yourself. Don't just squawk about it. Stop it before us fish have to take matters into our own hands. Flippers!
Help keep Kentucky's waterways cleaner by keeping trash off the ground. Visit our website to find out how you can help.
I am a nurse.
A firefighter. A college student.
A mother.
And I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready.
For every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors.
My family.
And my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Fast Mix, K105.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School as the Cougars have themselves a 14-10 lead, or find themselves at a 14-10 deficit here at the half as we welcome you back here high atop the press box here at Grayson County High School, as it is dry in here. Outside it is quite the opposite, as the Cougars here trail this one 14-10. If you just joined us, though, and want to know how the scoring went along, it was the Cougars getting a interception return about 30 yards from Zach Bratcher. He took it to the house and gave them a 7-0 lead. Graves County then blocked a punt that they were able to return for a touchdown. That tied our game up here at 7. Graves County had a 29-yard run that ended up going in, and then they also added, Cougars added a field goal right before the end of the half of 29 yards by Logan Raymer. So again, though, our score, Graves County 14, Grayson County 10. The rain is still pouring down outside. It is a messy, messy, messy day outside. I'll see if I might be able to bring you some score updates. In fact, you can see right now, if you're watching with us on Facebook, if you're watching with us on YouTube, or one of our different options. So we have one camera that's dedicated to being pretty much umbrella cam. As we were going to try and do some fan cams, but everybody's kind of all wrapped up. In fact, here I can kind of show this here. Let's see if I can't even angle this, as there's this. If you're watching with us, I don't know who these people are, but they did it the right way. As if you're watching with us there, as you can see, they are inside almost a little bubble. So it's kind of funny, and it's the smart way to do it when you look at it, as they're probably nice and dry in there to see everything, but it is very wet here, and I think that has really had an impact on this game and how things have gone here so far today. As while we're having a minute, we do want to introduce you, though, to the Grayson County Cougars head coach, Ed Smart, as Coach Smart is again in his 16th season overall, as he has an 83-90 career record. This is his fourth 6-0 start while at Grayson County, and against the Eagles, he is 1-0 overall. So that's Coach Smart, as looking at him and everything that goes along with that. But it is still pouring with rain. We do want to remind you, though, coming up here in just a minute, we will have our Cougars in the Classroom segment, as we will have it's a little bit of a throwback. With it being fall break, it's no opportunities really to interview anybody, as there was no one here. And then last week was a little bit of a different week for me personally, so I wasn't able to get any interviews done there. So we're throwing back here to a couple of weeks ago. As if you know us, we have a little spot of our heart for the broadcasting. So there's a little bit of a hint. We'll head to Grayson County Middle School, learn about some great things happening along the way there. See if I can't be able to bring you some scores from around the region. And again, not a lot going on. In fact, I think there's only 2 games really within any semblance of a distance from us. As I'm trying to see, Central Hardin is playing Barron County. I see Todd County leads Butler County 24-0. That score is at the half. Trying to see a score from this Barron County Central Hardin game, but I don't see anything really to bring you. So that's really all of the scores that we have of anything, of any semblance of closeness to you or anything that you might really care about. So again, Grayson County, though, trails Graves County 14-10 at the half, as our press box is all loaded up here, as they're trying to stay warm and stay dry here as well. We'll take a break, though, and come back with our Cougars in the Classroom segment, as we'll make our trip over to Grayson County Middle School. That'll be coming up here in just a minute. This is Cougar Football right here on K1.
Welcome back to the show. Now it's time to dig into some of this great barbecue.
Cut!
Tim, what are you doing in your phone?
You said it's time to dig, and I'm dialing 811 because I always call before I dig.
That's if you're digging into your lawn or garden. 811 helps you avoid underground utilities by marking them for free. But this is our food lovers show.
Then I'll tell you what, I am digging in.
Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig.
That is a pretty good breakfast.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
If you need to talk to someone about substance use disorder, call 8338-KY-HELP for a Kentucky licensed treatment provider near you. A message from the Kentucky Office of Drug Control Policy.
Take it from me, quitting tobacco isn't easy. It can take several attempts before you can finally quit for good. So if at first you don't succeed, quit. Quit again. And remember, even though quitting is hard, you don't have to do it alone. Quit Now Kentucky is with you every step of the way. For free help quitting tobacco, text QUIT KY to 797979 or go to
At Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield, you'll find the area's largest selection of late model vehicles with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. And with a $500 trade assist on every qualified purchase, a broad network of lenders, low interest rates, Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield is the best choice for your next vehicle purchase. And if you don't see what you're looking for, they will find it. Plus, the friendly professional service staff is always there to meet your needs. Dan Powers GM Center, 1517 Elizabethtown Road in Litchfield.
While the Cougar athletic teams get most of the spotlight from the community, it is in the classroom where they first learn to succeed. This season, we will be featuring some of these people and programs that are making the difference in the lives of Grayson County students. This evening, we head to Grayson County Middle School, where students are getting a taste of what we do on a daily basis.
The teachers got to choose what the content was going to be. And so I thought about doing something in my content area like some of my colleagues, but then I was contacted by Miss Dee Dee Webb, who is our technology integration specialist, and she said, what about STLP?
Joseph Alexander is the teacher for the GCMS broadcasting class. The class is taught at the end of every school day for about 15 students. When starting any new class, concerns are inevitable.
I was nervous to start with because I was afraid that they wouldn't have the maturity to be able to handle the equipment. But we spent a week at the very beginning before they ever got to touch any of the equipment that we had. And we talked about cost, and we talked about the importance of how you would handle these types of devices and the tools that we have in here. And I've been just really surprised at how well that they've been able to handle this responsibility. We haven't had anything broken. They take great care of it. They are very responsible whenever they put things up in the afternoons. And so far it's been a really enjoyable experience.
One of the first projects that students worked on was creating their own version of a radio show. To learn, they used an example of a broadcast of In the Know.
The first experience that we have is with interviewing. I treat this class much like a journalism class. Aside from journalism, they also get to use a lot of production equipment and be able to produce something that they could use in real life. And so we start in the class by doing some interviewing skills. They get to have a conversation with their peers and just make a podcast. So they pretty much make a radio show out of just having a conversation.
Now that school has been in session for over a month, Alexander is beginning to see students come out of their shells and be more confident in their work.
And one of the things I've noticed is that some of the students that were initially really, really shy, they gain confidence whenever they're able to record because they're not having to do it live, and they get the opportunity to go back and erase some of their mistakes. And so they find out that being able to record and being able to produce really takes the pressure off of that live performance.
In addition to their classwork, the students also get the ability to interview teachers and students about what is happening at Grayson County Middle School in what they call GC News.
One of the activities that we do in this class is the GC News. And so the student groups have an opportunity 1 week to go out and gather information that's happening in the school. And I think the students just really like that freedom to be able to get out of the classroom.
Alexander mentioned how he hopes that this is just the beginning for the class at GCMS. He is wanting to continue to update the equipment to give students the best example of how broadcasting works in the real world. In the future, Alexander hopes that he can take the next step and begin entering some of his students in statewide contests in STLP.
The future for the broadcasting class is hopefully that we could assemble a team. What we want to do is use our broadcasting class that's during the day as an indicator for the students that have the motivation and the interest in broadcasting, so that we could have an after-school program where we could funnel some of those students in that really care about developing the skill set, and then form a team that would eventually compete.
I'm Sam Gormley reporting for Cougars in the Classroom. The halftime show continues in just a moment.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, helped me pay for my house. Being part-time really helped because I could have some opportunities that were still in education.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Take it from me, quitting tobacco isn't easy. It can take several attempts before you can finally quit for good. So if at first you don't succeed, quit. Quit again. And remember, even though quitting is hard, you don't have to do it alone. Quit Now Kentucky is with you every step of the way. For free help quitting tobacco, text QUIT KY to 797979 or go to quitnowkentucky.org.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, at Midway Pharmacy.
Best mix.
Welcome back here to a wet, rainy, whatever you want to call it, cold, just an absolutely terrible night here for football. And it's really the only people who want to be out here in this is Ducks, as we're all packed in here like Vienna sausages. We're as everybody's packed in here, getting ready to get underway here in the second half. As I see here, our illustrious meteorologist says it feels like it's 48 degrees. I was just out there. I don't deny that at all, as it is really cold. And the issue is that you walk outside right now and it's pouring down with rain. So that wind comes against you and you're wet, so it makes it feel probably even colder than 48. As it says, it's 52. And when we were setting up here earlier, it was about 73 with a light drizzle. I think if it would have been that, it was going to be okay here for the rest of the game. Let's see if I can't bring you some score updates here. At the half, Breck County leads Nelson County 16-0. So that's one local score I guess we have to bring you. And again, Central Hardin leads Barron County 28-0. That score is at the half. Apollo leads Henderson County 7-0. That score is at the half as well. And again, other than that, we've pretty much given you all of the scores that really mean anything to Grayson County fans, as there's not a lot of games going on. Our score, though, Graves County 14, Grayson County 10. If you're just joining us wondering what happened, how'd the Cougars score? Well, it all started just about 40 seconds into the game. Zach Bratcher had a 30-yard interception return for a touchdown, and that gave the Cougars an early 7-0 lead. The Graves County ended up marching all the way down the field. Turnover on downs. The Cougars got the ball deep into their own territory and went 3 and out and ended up having their punt blocked. It was recovered and taken 16 yards into the end zone by Graves County, and that tied our game up at 7. The next drive for the Eagles was a 13-play drive that ended all the way. It was a 13-play, 94-yard drive that ended in a 29-yard touchdown run by McKee, and Graves County had the lead at 14-7. At the end of the half, with only about 4 seconds to play, Logan Raymer added a 29-yard field goal. And that is how we got to the score that we are at right now. Again, it is wet, it is rainy, but the spirits are still high, and this is still anyone's game. Coach Smart's going to have to make some adjustments on defense. especially rushing, going up against this Graves County rushing attack. What are you going to have to do? And then Coach Jones on the other side is going to have to do something as well. We'll have the play-by-play of the second half coming up, as this is Cougar football, right here on K105.
It's one of the interesting things about farming is that probably no 2 days are exactly the same. The day-to-day things are not chores to us. They're work sometimes, but yet in the long run, they're things that we are very passionate about doing on a daily basis. We're a part of providing a quality product to our urban neighbors.
From our hands to yours.
We are Kentucky beef producers, helping to feed Kentucky.
Kentucky farm families.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
At the core, most any farm is a family, and I'm proud to work with my family every day.
It's hard to explain if you haven't experienced it, but farming is not just a living, it is a lifestyle.
You've got to love what you do. I love farming.
I think a lot of people are very happy to know that neighbors, people like us, are the ones raising their food.
And we want our neighbors to enjoy the same product that we serve to our family.
Kentucky farm families.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
You wouldn't get caught out on the lake without your favorite bait. So why would you get caught digging without calling 811?
Are you getting ready to start your own digging project? Be sure to call 811 and get your underground utilities located. It's the law and it's free.
Here, try this.
When you or a loved one is ready to seek help for a drug addiction, don't let the moment pass. Instead of wasting precious time searching the internet and spending hours on the phone, you can find help now. Because the keys to finding treatment are right at your fingertips. Go online to findhelpnowky.org, answer 5 optional questions, and in less than a minute, get a list of every Kentucky-based treatment provider accepting clients. Findhelpnowky.org. Finding addiction treatment is easier than ever.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
It's time here for the second half of action as Grayson County trying to claw back from a 4-point deficit here at the half. This is the first time that the Cougars have trailed at the half this season. So it sees how they could do, and have they made an adjustment or something along that lines. So it is the third quarter. Graves County leads this one 14-10. The Cougars will get the ball to start this half of play. Sam Gormley here with you from a cold, rainy Litchfield. And I say that the rain has slowed down. That's not saying that it is going slowly at all. It is still coming down quite a lot. But it has slowed down from, I guess, a point that it was, because when we started halftime, it was really, really coming down. So here comes the kick coming from Graves County. Going from left to right, so the Cougars will return this deep to their right. And it's a little pooch kick. It's going to take a bounce at the 30, and the Cougars are going to pick it up at about the 26, angling it back towards the middle and being brought down at about the 34-yard line. So at about an 11-yard return there for the Cougars. So Woodcock there on the return for the Cougars. They'll start their first drive here of this second half with the ball placed at the 35. What adjustments did they make at halftime? Because the offense was non-existent in the first half. I think that that's pretty much the safe way to play it, to put it. 2 wide receivers out to the far side. It's going to be kept by Kopp. He's got a hole across the 40-yard line. He's still on his feet across the 45, 50, and being pushed out of bounds across the 50-yard line down to the 46. I asked the question, what was happening, and it's going to turn into a 19-yard run by Logan Kopp. So I'm assuming that the adjustment that was made by Brian Jones was, Logan, run the ball. Don't keep handing the ball off. You've got the chances, so go for it. High snap. Kopp's going to hand this one off the left side and across the 45 down to about the 42. Nice run on the play there by Grayson County. It was Jacob Kerr in there on the run up to the 42-yard line. So that's a pickup of about 5 yards there on the run. Shotgun formation here. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 1 out to the far. Graves showing blitz up the middle. It's going to be handoff across the left side. He's got a corner across the 40 and being brought down at about the 38-yard line. Jacob Kerr there on the run for the Cougars. And he's going to be brought down at about the 38-yard line. So it's a pickup of 4 yards. And that's going to bring up third down here in about 1 or 2. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 1 out to the far. It's a shotgun formation. Kopp's going to keep it. He is a hole across the 30-yard line, down to about the 26. Logan Kopp kept that one, and he had a big hole right up the middle. And there goes the Cougars here, offense moving quickly here, as they'll place this up here to the 28. It's a pickup of 10 yards. So here comes the shotgun formation. It's a high snap, handoff across the left side, continuing to churn the legs, but being brought down at about the 26. So Kerr was there on the carry. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 here for the Cougars. Their first real drive of this game with any semblance of offensive movement. Shotgun again for Kopp. Handoff again to Kerr up the middle. He's across the 25, and he's going to be stopped at about the 24 or 23. It all depends on the spot. They'll give it up to the 23, so it's a 3-yard pickup by Jacob Kerr, and that'll bring up third down here and about 5. And again, now this is where it's interesting, because right now the Cougars have the wind to their advantage. This could be where you could possibly look at kicking a field goal. Rolling this out here to the near side, and Kopp stopped for a loss. He was looking to pitch, and he had no one there to pitch it to, and he stopped back at the 25-yard line. So it's a loss of 2 yards. So that'll bring up 4th down and about 7 here. And what do? You'd be looking at a 43-yard field goal, and in these conditions, I don't think Ed Smart wants any part of that. Even with the wind at your back, I don't know, with the wet, and on Raymer's last field goal, it barely skipped in from 29. Kopp dropping back to pass for the first time. He fires up into the flat, and it is incomplete, as he had his man wide open. But again, the wind, the rain has Mason Miller was the one there, and it falls incomplete, as it just fell out of his hands because it's so wet. So turnover on downs, go the Cougars. So Eagles will have the ball here with 8 minutes and 15 seconds to play in this third quarter. The ball placed at their own 25. Shotgun formation. Hands the ball off up the middle, and nothing going. Multiple Cougars in there on the tackle. Zach Bratcher was the first one there. Back to the 24. It's a loss of 1. As the running back there went right up the middle, and he kind of did a stutter step and looked, and one of the first times tonight, he didn't have anywhere to run. 7:45 to play here in the third quarter. Graves County leads Grayson County 14-10. Shotgun formation here for Brown. His jersey's one of the only white ones on the field. It's a handoff to Goatley. He has a hole across the 35. He's going to get across the corner, across the 30, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds down at about the 36. And you can barely even tell Goatley what his number is. His jersey is a muddy, muddy mess. So they'll say up to the 37-yard line. That's a pickup of 13 yards on the run there by Cody Goatley. Again, the rain really swirling right into Graves County's face. Two wide receivers to the far side working from left to right. Handoff to McKee across the left side. He has nowhere to go. He's going to be dropped for a loss of about 1 or 2. Back to the 35. So big time play there for the Cougars. Sending them back, and it'll be 2nd down and 12. And again, the rain has really picked up. Pierce, this might be some of the hardest that we've had all day. Shotgun. Handoff again to Goatley. He squirts through the hole across the 40, and he's going to be brought down at about the 44. Goatley almost looks like he is just rolled around in the wet because he just keeps squirting through the holes. He's the only man that's having a lot of success running the ball here for Graves County. 3rd down and about 3 here coming up. So 3rd down and 3 from the 44. 6 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter. Graves leads Grayson 14-10. Both teams entering the game 2-0 in district play. Shotgun formation. It's a handoff to Goatley. He's brought down in the backfield for a loss. Ryan Mode was the first man in there, and he drops him for a loss on the play back to the 42. So it's 4th down and 5. And Graves County almost appears that they might go for this. That's an interesting play. I mean, the wind is right in your face. I mean, this is a tough call here, but you give the Cougars possession here at midfield, but they're going to go for it. Shotgun formation for Brown. It's a bad snap. It's on the ground. He's going to pick it up. He's going to pitch it out to Goatley. He's in the backfield trying to get away, and he's brought down in the backfield for a big loss. Goatley was trying to get away from a couple of men, and Hunter Pendergast was in there. Back to the 34-yard line, and it's a turnover on downs, and the Cougars are going to have great field position here. So the snap kind of rolled on the ground, and from that point, it was just see what you can't do. So the Cougars will get the ball here on the Eagles' 34, a loss of 8. I formation for the Cougars. Kopp under center. It's going to be Yoey. Kopp's going to keep this one across the left side, diving towards the 30-yard line. And it's going to be a pickup of about 4 yards there on the run by the senior quarterback, Logan Kopp. Kopp's easy to pick up when he's on a pile because he has gold cleats. So whenever he's laying down, and especially kind of with the lights shining on him, they really start to shine. So it's a pickup of 4, 2nd down and 6 here coming up. High snap is corralled by the Cougars. It's going to be a handoff, and at the 30, still on his feet. He spun all the way around like a top. And they're going to say he's up to the 29-yard line on the run, so it'll be a pickup of 1. And it is, right now, you can tell where the majority of this game has been played. A lot right here in this impact is right where this game is happening right now because the grass is almost turning into no more. It looks like it's just complete mud. 3:50 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Graves still leads Grayson 14-10. Shotgun formation. It's going to be a handoff. The ball's on the ground, and it appears that Graves County's got it, and they do. The exchange was fumbled, and just like that, Graves County gets the ball back. A golden opportunity for the Cougars is squandered. So they're going to say the 31. 3:40 to play here in this third quarter. Sloppy third quarter here on both sides. Handoff up the middle to Goatley. He's across the 30, still across the 35, and being brought down near to about the 37. So it's a pickup of about 6 yards there on the run by Graves County.
That's a nice pickup, 7 yards.
Mode was in there on the tackle for the Cougars. So again, Graves County leads this one 14-10. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers out on each side for Brown. It's a handoff to McKee. He's across the left side, and he's being pushed the wrong way for the Cougars. The ball's out. It's on the floor, and there's a melee for the ball here, whoever might have it here on the bottom of the pile. Grayson County ball. The Cougars come down with the fumble, and the ball kind of squirted out there. And they'll get the ball here, placed at their own 44. So the ball placed here on the Eagles' 44. 2:53 here to play, so both teams fumbling the ball here in a space of about 3 plays. Handoff up the middle and diving towards the 40-yard line. On the run by Mason Miller. He's up to the 41. Gain of about 3. 2nd down and 7 here coming up.
2:36 left in the third. Graves still 14-10.
So ball placed on the 41. 2.5 now to play here in this second half. Third quarter. I formation. Handoff. Big hole for Kerr across the right side. But he doesn't find much with it at all. As he was driven backwards. It was one man that filled the hole up. And they'll place it to the 38, so it's a pickup of 3 yards. And again, the rain continues to grow heavier. 2 minutes here. This is probably 4-down territory for Grayson County. Kopp again goes under center. He has a wide receiver out on each side. He's going to keep it himself, looking for a hole across the 35, dives forward. And did he get the first down on the second effort? I think he did. And it is first down Cougars. So the Cougars pick up the first down there. So it'll be first down and 10 here from the 33. It's a pickup of 5 yards. 1:30 here to play here in this third quarter. 1 wide receiver out on each side. Again, the Cougars lining up in the I formation, working from right to left. And they're orange jerseys, but they're almost turning brown. The handoff is across to about the 30-yard line. The ball carrier is Jacob Kerr. And again, Jacob Kerr, his jersey is almost brown. So it's a pickup of 3 yards. And it is right there in this section has been where this game has happened here for about the past 6 minutes. And the grass continues to go further and further away. Again, Kopp under center. It's a handoff up the middle. I think it was Mason Miller there on the carry. It was Miller on the carry. Up to about the 27. So a pickup of 3. Cougars methodically taking a yardage off here. So it'll be 3rd down and 4. Run. 14-10, Graves County leads this one. 17 seconds to play here in the quarter. And I'm not sure that the Cougars will have to snap this one again. That should do it. So that will bring us to the end of the third quarter, 14-10. Our score remains, this is Cougar football on K105.
That is a pretty good breakfast.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
If you need to talk to someone about substance use disorder, call 8338-KY-HELP for a Kentucky licensed treatment provider near you. A message from the Kentucky Office of Drug Control Policy.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
Grayson County will have it 3rd down and 4 on the first play of this 4th quarter. They trail by 4. And the latest that they have trailed is about 6 seconds into the 4th quarter, because the last time that they did, it was a touchdown on the first play of the 4th quarter. Jumping off sides is Graves, but I'm not sure if they were led first by the Cougars, and they were. So that'll move the Cougars back to the 32. So 3rd down and 9 coming up. This is a big play here on the first play of this 4th quarter. The Cougars need some positive momentum. Kopp in the shotgun formation. And the ball is out. Kopp is going to fall down on top of it. No, it's still out, and it looks like Graves County has it. Kopp attempted to go by to grab it, but he slid right past it, and Graves County is going to end up getting the ball here at the 45-yard line. As Kopp just went and he slid right past it. And that's where the rain has 100% taken advantage of both teams here. 11:52 here to play in the game. Graves has the ball here at their own 45-yard line. Two wide receivers out on each side. It's a shotgun formation for Graves. High snap corralled. It's a handoff up the middle across the 50. Tripping up, diving towards the first down marker there is the Graves County running back, McKee. And they're going to end up putting it back down at more towards the 48. Let's pick up about 7 yards there, but he is across into Cougar territory. So again, Graves County has the lead here, 14-10. Two wide receivers out to the far side, one here to the near. Shotgun formation, again another handoff, this time slipping through one tackle, still on his feet, towards the first down marker. I think he is going to be a yard short. Cooper Terry in there on the tackle for the Cougars. And he is just a yard short. And pretty much every single play, a new football is being put in the game. But at this point, there's really not much you can do, because I'm sure that all of the towels that they brought are soaking wet now. That football is permanently soaked. What will they draw up here on 3rd down and short? Under center goes Graves. It's a handoff across the right side. He's got the first down, but not much more than that. So he's up to the 44, so it's a 2-yard pickup. So 10.5 minutes to play here in this 4th quarter. Shotgun formation here. It's a handoff going towards the left side, misdirection over to the right side, still on his feet, down inside the 35, brought down near the 30. So it's a pickup of 14 yards and a first down for Graves County. And the Cougars need a stop here. A stop or a turnover, or this game could be over real quick. Cougars trying to improve to 7-0 for only the second time in the Ed Smart era. Of course, this is Ed Smart's 16th year as the coach of Grayson County. Shotgun formation. It's a handoff to McKee, and he's stopped in the backfield for a loss of 1. So the Cougars got back there. Hunter Pendergast in there on the tackle. So it's a loss of 1. Second down and 11.
Second and 11.
Shotgun formation here. Handoff across the right side to McKee. He's got a hole. He's got a big hole. He's got the first down and more down inside the 20, keeping the legs moving down to about the 9 or 10 yard line. Graves County looks like they're going to spot it more towards the 11, so a 20-yard carry there by the Eagles. That's enough for a first down, under 9 minutes to play here in this game. Again, Graves County leads the Cougars 14-10. One wide receiver out on each side. Shotgun formation again. Handoff across the right side to Goatley. He's got a hole going into the end zone. Touchdown, Graves County. So Graves County has taken a 20-10 lead here over Grayson County on the 11-yard touchdown run by Goatley. 8:28 to play. So here comes the extra point attempt. The Graves County kicker, Connor Thomas. The wind is swirling. Placed down, and it is low, but it splits the uprights, so that gives it a 21-10 lead for Graves County. This is Cougar football on K105.
Nice pool, lady.
What are you doing?
Oh, just giving you a taste of what it's like for us fish.
Well, what do you mean?
You people throw all this stuff on the ground, and it washes down the storm drain right into my pool. Ew, yourself. Don't just squawk about it. Stop it before us fish have to take matters into our own hands. Flippers!
Help keep Kentucky's waterways cleaner by keeping trash off the ground. Visit our website to find out how you can help.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember,
to be picked up, it's fumbled at first, but now it's going to be returned at about the 22 and being brought down immediately as he reaches the 25-yard line. As that was Woodcock, I believe, on the return. So Graves County leads this one again, 21-10. So Cougars need something to happen on offense, as they will place this here at the 25. 8:24 here to play in our game. Kopp hands it off across the left side, squirting through down towards about the 29. That was Jacob Kerr there on the carry. And they will place this here to the 28 maybe. And again, there's really no yard lines at all out there, as it is just mutt. Under 8 now to play. The Cougars find themselves with an 11-point deficit, their largest of the season. One wide receiver out on each side. Kopp's going to keep this one himself. He gets to the 30 and might get up to the 31, but nothing more than that. So they will give him the 31.
You know these officials have a chore trying to get a new ball in there every time. Third down at about 4.5.
So third down here and about 4 for the Cougars. They need something to happen quick with 7 minutes to play, an 11-point deficit, and I think you score a touchdown and look for the 2-point conversion. They're 0 for 1 on 2-point conversions in the year so far. And that's going to be a false start on Grayson County. Ryan Mode jumped a little quick there. And that'll move him backwards. And now I think you're almost in a passing situation. So third down and 9 coming up. Seeing if I can't bring you any scores, but I can't see much of it. Handoff, trying to find a hole, and there's nothing going to be going there by Kerr. So back to the 24, a loss of 2, and it'll bring up fourth down and long. And the Cougars' undefeated season probably relies on this play. So they'll place this up here to the 24. 6.5 to play. What do the Cougars do here in an obvious passing down? Shotgun formation. Kopp drops back to pass, rolls out, and he's hit from behind. A big-time hit. The ball's out. Grayson County does fall on it, and Logan Kopp is down. He took a massive hit on the field, and he is slow to get up, but he is on his feet. And I'll tell you what, that was dangerously close to a roughing the passer call on Graves County, as that hit came really high towards the head. And they're being very, very careful with those. So they will say this here to the 14. So the Eagles will have this, and they will be able to pretty much run this clock out with 6:10 to play. The ball placed at their own 15. Hand off to McKee. He angles it back towards the middle, and he's going to be brought down at about the 12. So pick up of a couple of yards there on the run by McKee. So Graves County next week will be on the road. Will host Owensboro. And then they'll be on the road the week after at Muhlenberg County before wrapping up their season on the road at Marshall County. For us, we'll be back home against Ohio County 1 week from tonight, as we will hope for no rain that day, as it has been a miserable night for football. Shotgun formation here. Hands it off to McKee. He runs up to the 10, and that's where he's going to be stopped. So third down and 6 coming up here for Graves County. 5:15 now to play. Graves leads this one 21-10 over the Cougars.
Sunday night Be Real Student Ministries for grades 6 through 12 at 5:30 at Chief Cornerstone. 3rd and 6 as we roll under 5 minutes to play. Graves up 21-10.
One wide receiver out on each side. Shotgun formation. Do they look to pass? The snap and the ball is loose. It's picked up here at about the 20-yard line, trying to get around and brought down in the backfield for a big loss. Zach Bradshaw was the first one in there, and that's going to be a big-time loss back to the 23-yard line, a loss of about 13. And again, this is kind of in no man's land. It might be the 23, it might be the 22, it might be the 24. We don't really know. It's just a guess. 4.5 now to play. This is the Eagles have to get the ball to the 4-yard line. They might almost just take a shot at the end zone. In worst case, the Cougars will get the ball, and it'll force them to almost pass. It's going to be a handoff. Up the middle they go, down to about the 16, so it'll be a turnover on downs. And the clock will stop with 3 minutes and 54 seconds to play. So 16 is where the ball will be placed here for the Cougars, their own 16. 3:54 to play.
Grayson not out of it yet. They have it at the 16, down by 11.
Shotgun formation for Kopp. Fakes the handoff to the first man. He'll give it off to the second one, who tries to go off to the left tackle, and nothing going. Probably back to the line of scrimmage. And I think right now, if you're Grayson County, you have to look at to start passing the ball. I know it's raining, but you have 3.5 minutes to play. Running the ball, taking it all the way down the field, unless you bust a big run, you're not going to have time to get the ball into the end zone. Especially since you're down 2 scores. You're down a 2-point conversion and a possible field goal.
3:19 and counting. Grayson looking at what, 2nd and 10? Yes, sir.
So here comes 2nd down and 10.
On the 16.
Trips out to the far side. Handoff across the left side, and he's got a hole across the 25, diving towards the first down marker. Jacob Kerr in there on the run. And they're going to mark him down 1 yard short of the first down marker. The ball's placed to the 25. 2:40 now to play.
At their own 25-yard line. Don't fall asleep here if you're the secondary.
This is where you almost got to do something passing-wise. Kopp's going to take it himself, and he's brought down in the backfield for a big loss. He tried to find a hole, and there were multiple Graves County players in there. As they'll mark him down back to the 22, it's a loss of 3. 2:15 now to play in the game. And the Cougars are going to punt. And they are. They're going to punt it away. And it's going to take a bounce at the 43 and be down at the Cougars' 43-yard line. So that's where Graves County is going to get another drive here. And I'm not entirely sure I understand why you punt the ball there. You know, yes, you had 4th down and long. But, I mean, I don't know. I just don't think that that's really the right decision there. Because yes, 2 minutes left. But you're down 2 scores. You've got a good field goal kicker. I just don't like the waving the white flag. Guess he's going to try to trust his defense. Handoff across the right side, down across the 40. He's still on his feet across the 30, down inside the 25-yard line. And I think as the whistle is blown here, and I think it might be safe to say that the fat lady is singing here in Litchfield. So Grayson County will appears that they will fall to their first loss of the year and fall to 6-1. Again, they'll be home next week against Ohio County. Hopefully better weather there, but if not, you'll be able to have all of the coverage right here, whatever platform you might be listening or watching on. We'll be back here next week. And Graves County, I think it looks like they're just going to take a knee and get out of here with a win.
He hasn't started counting, now he is.
There's the knee, and Graves County is going to win this football game here tonight. So the Cougars will fall here to, they will fall to 21, they'll fall to 6-1 on the year, as 21-10 will be our final score. So we appreciate you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast, as we'll remind you to stay tuned in for the fifth quarter show. So we'll have all of the updates that you need on this game here, as that will do it. Graves County defeats Grayson County by a final score of 21-10. We'll take a break and come back with more, as this is Cougar Football on K105.
Take it from me, quitting tobacco isn't easy. It can take several attempts before you can finally quit for good. So if at first you don't succeed, quit. Quit again. And remember, even though quitting is hard, you don't have to do it alone. Quit Now Kentucky is with you every step of the way. For free help quitting tobacco, text QUIT KY to 797979 or go to quitnowkentucky.org.
One of the interesting things about farming is that probably no 2 days are exactly the same. The day-to-day things are not chores to us. They're work sometimes, but yet in the long run, they're things that we are very passionate about doing on a daily basis. We're a part of providing a quality product to our urban neighbors.
From our hands to yours.
We're Kentucky beef producers, helping to feed Kentucky. Kentucky farm families.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
At Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield, you'll find the area's largest selection of late model vehicles with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. And with a $500 trade assist on every qualified purchase, a broad network of lenders, low interest rates, Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield is the best choice for your next vehicle purchase. And if you don't see what you're looking for, they will find it. Plus, the friendly professional service staff is always there to meet your needs. Dan Powers GM Center, 1517 Elizabethtown Road in Litchfield.
At the core, most any farm is a family, and I'm proud to work with my family every day.
It's hard to explain if you haven't experienced it, but farming is not just a living, it is a lifestyle.
You've got to love what you do. I love farming.
I think a lot of people are very happy to know that neighbors, people like us, are the ones raising their food.
And we want our neighbors to enjoy the same product that we serve to our family.
Kentucky farm families.
Feeding Kentucky.
Feeding the world.
When caring for a family member, their state of health is continually on your mind. And when they're faced with a health concern, you'll do just about anything to make them feel better. Rest assured, their feel better starts right here at Midway Pharmacy. We take our time to get to know all about your family's health history so we can provide you with educated advice. So when someone's counting on you to help them maintain a healthy lifestyle or to overcome that untimely sickness, remember, your feel better starts here at Midway Pharmacy.
When you or a loved one is ready to seek help for a drug addiction, don't let the moment pass. Instead of wasting precious time searching the internet and spending hours on the phone, you can find help now. Because the keys to finding treatment are right at your fingertips. Go online to findhelpnowky.org, answer 5 optional questions, and in less than a minute, get a list of every Kentucky-based treatment provider accepting clients. Findhelpnowky.org. Finding addiction treatment is easier than ever.
Welcome back here to Grayson County High School, where the Cougars have fallen tonight to the Eagles of Graves County by a final score of 21-10. So the Cougars fall to 6-1 on the year. They'll be back at home next week against Ohio County. We'll come back with the fifth quarter show after this. This is Cougar Football. Right.
Have you ever wished your life came with a handbook? Well, you're in luck. That's exactly what the Grayson County Extension Office is. Your handbook for life. Let the ladies at the Extension Office bring you the most up-to-date information in all areas of your life, like cooking, gardening and canning, financial stability, disease awareness classes, early childhood education, farming, and even 4-H club, just to name a few. But if you can think of it, the Grayson County Extension Office can teach you. A free resource to help you navigate life a little easier.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother, and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Nice pool, lady.
What are you doing?
Oh, just giving you a taste of what it's like for us fish.
Well, what do you mean?
You people throw all this stuff on the ground. It washes down the storm drain right into my pool. Ew, yourself. Don't just squawk about it. Stop it before us fish have to take matters into our own hands. Flippers!
Help keep Kentucky's waterways cleaner by keeping trash off the ground. Visit our website to find out how you can help.
Welcome back to the show. Now it's time to dig into some of this great barbecue.
Cut!
Tim, what are you doing in your phone?
You said it's time to dig, and I'm dialing 811 because I always call before I dig.
That's if you're digging into your lawn or garden. 811 helps you avoid underground utilities by marking them for free. But this is our food lovers show.
Then I'll tell you what, I am digging in.
Know what's below. Call 811 before you dig.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
That is a pretty good breakfast.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
If you need to talk to someone about substance use disorder, call 8338-KY-HELP for a Kentucky licensed treatment provider near you. A message from the Kentucky Office of Drug Control Policy.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, helped me pay for my house. Being part-time really helped because I could have some opportunities that were still in education.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
You wouldn't get caught out on the lake without your favorite bait. So why would you get caught digging without calling 811?
Welcome back here to Grayson County, where the Cougars have fallen tonight to Graves County by a final score of 21-10. I'm now joined by the head coach of the Cougars, Coach Ed Smartin. Coach, first off, I mean, that's a wet performance out there, isn't it?
Yes.
When you look at this, you look at, and how many, you've been here 16 years, how many games have you played in conditions like this? You can probably count on one hand, can't you?
Probably about half a dozen.
So how do you look back when you watch film from this game? I mean, the chances that you play.
Now, this is simple. They just literally whipped us up front. Weather had nothing to do with it. Okay, they just dominated the line of scrimmage on both sides. We couldn't run it. They just ran the ball down our throat. They didn't have to throw it. And you've seen every time he tried to throw what was happening. And so they just whipped us up front. They were just more physical than us. And I thought our kids played hard, but I thought their kids played harder. And we did a really bad job of executing some things. And they played much better than us.
Defensively, I think the one guy that you can really look at and say he probably played a good game with Zach Bratcher. He seems like he was a guy that – or are you going to say the opposite?
Listen, until you watch film, because I'm telling you, that first half, I'm not sure where my linebackers were at because they were running wild, and our linebackers were not where they were supposed to be. So
because he had a couple tackles for loss. He had the interception.
I understand that, but I've been around this long enough. You got to be careful complimenting kids until you watch film, because sometimes you think somebody played well and didn't, and vice versa. And I understand where your perspective is, but Let me watch film before I start anointing him as the Holy One.
So we'll talk then next week after you get a chance to watch before that game next week. But was there anything that you, at least from the sidelines, you look at this and you say, well, that's a positive that I can take away from this game?
Well, I thought defensively we caused some turnovers. Really, I mean, we had a pick six, and they had a couple fumbles. I thought Ryan David ripped the ball out there. I thought the second half we played a little better defensively, but we just – and again, I got to watch the film. We didn't have our headphones tonight and couldn't tell sometimes what was going on, but they got outside of us a couple times, and I'm not sure why. Offensively, we just couldn't seem to get going. So I don't know if the weather affected our offensive line, but not theirs, but I don't know.
Special teams tonight was a little bit of a struggle, and I know the weather probably did come
No, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Our kid not blocking their kid off the edge. And he comes up to me and says, Coach, I just didn't block him. Well, you get a punt block and a score. So, I mean, it goes back to, we talk to our kids all the time, just do your job. You have a responsibility. When everybody does their responsibility, we're okay. But when kids don't do what they're supposed to do, then this is what happens. And I don't know why I got into this profession relying on these 16, 17-year-old kids to make me happy, because it drives me insane why you just don't do what you're supposed to do.
Next week, you've got Ohio County coming here.
Yep.
Obviously, there's no hiding the biggest storyline with that.
Yeah, we're playing. If we don't win, we may not go to the playoffs. This is about the playoffs.
Yes.
That's what this game's about, it's the playoffs, because now we've put ourselves in a situation where we lose, and then we're going to Owensboro, and now all of a sudden we have 3 district losses, and we're probably not going to playoffs. So next week's about the playoffs.
All right, Coach, well, we'll talk to you next week. Go get dry.
Thanks,
Warm up.
Have a good weekend.
Yes, you too. We'll have more here coming up after this.
Take it from me, quitting tobacco isn't easy. It can take several attempts before you can finally quit for good. So if at first you don't succeed, quit. Quit again. And remember, even though quitting is hard, you don't have to do it alone. Quit Now Kentucky is with you every step of the way. For free help quitting tobacco, text QUIT KY to 797979 or go to quitnowkentucky.org.
Have you ever wished your life came with a handbook? Well, you're in luck. That's exactly what the Grayson County Extension Office is. Your handbook for life. Let the ladies at the Extension Office bring you the most up-to-date information in all areas of your life, like cooking, gardening and canning, financial stability, disease awareness classes, early childhood education, farming, and even 4-H club, just to name a few. But if you can think of it, the Grayson County Extension Office can teach you. A free resource to help you navigate life a little easier.
What's the FAFSA?
I have no idea what FAFSA stands for.
Yeah, I've heard a couple of people at school talk about it, but I haven't actually had like a conversation about it.
When I'm preparing for college, my top priorities are how to pay for it.
They're really focused on getting you to the college level. They're not really focused on getting you through college, so they don't really talk about the financial aid or FAFSA.
The free application for federal student aid is the first step, and it just got easier. Visit knowhowtogoky.org to find out more.
Have you ever wished your life came with a handbook? Well, you're in luck. That's exactly what the Grayson County Extension Office is. Your handbook for life. Let the ladies at the Extension Office bring you the most up-to-date information in all areas of your life, like cooking, gardening and canning, financial stability, disease awareness classes, early childhood education, farming, and even 4-H club, just to name a few. But if you can think of it, the Grayson County Extension Office can teach you. A free resource to help you navigate life a little easier.
K105. Sam Gormley back here with you tonight from Grayson County, where the Cougars have fallen to the Graves County Eagles by a final score of 21-10. As I welcome you up here, as I finally dried off from when I went out at halftime to just do a check on everything, and I'm not looking forward to is I'm not sure, has the rain stopped outside now? I think it may have stopped, so I'm not sure if it's still raining, and if it is, it's not raining nearly as much, as it is a wet day out. The wind is still blowing. It's just cold, rainy, and an absolutely miserable night for football that the Cougars fall to Graves County tonight by a final score of 21-10, their first loss here of the 2019 season. Take a look here and see if I can't bring you some scores from around the region. And again, not a lot to bring you, as Central Hardin beats Barron County 38-0. In the fourth quarter, Apollo and Henderson County all tied up at 7. And I think that's really all I have to bring. Let's see if I can't get a score from the Butler County-Todd County game. 37-6, Todd County leads Butler County. And I can only assume that that is probably a miserable night down in Morgantown as well. I think that's where that game is being held. We'll take a break, come back, wrap things up after this. This is Cougar Football right here on K105.
Living in your ideal home, or is it still a dream? Future Designs Building Materials can help you turn your dreams into reality with atrium windows that will make the sun look brighter, roofing material that will keep your home protected year-round, and decking material for that perfect barbecue setting. Now is the perfect time to get your home improvement project off the ground. Got questions? Future Designs Building Materials can help with all your lumber and home improvement questions. Visit Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield or fdbm.net.
In the Army National Guard, family means everything.
Our parents, they were really supportive that all 5 of us would join. I got my education because of the Guard. I got to travel a little bit and experience a whole different culture. It helped me get my job, helped me pay for my house. Being part-time really helped because I could have some opportunities that were still in education.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard instills pride that you and your family will share. Visit National...
That is a pretty good breakfast.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
If you need to talk to someone about substance use disorder, call 8338-KY-HELP for a Kentucky licensed treatment provider near you. A message from the Kentucky Office of Drug Control Policy.
At Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield, you'll find the area's largest selection of late model vehicles with hundreds of vehicles to choose from. And with a $500 trade assist on every qualified purchase, a broad network of lenders, low interest rates, Dan Powers GM Center in Litchfield is the best choice for your next vehicle purchase. And if you don't see what you're looking for, they will find it. Plus, the friendly professional service staff is always there to meet your needs. Dan Powers GM Center, 1517 Elizabethtown Road in Litchfield.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105.
Welcome. The Cougars have fallen tonight to the Graves County Eagles by a final score of 21-10. We'll run down the scoring summary here today as it got started on a positive end for Grayson County. Zach Bratcher, 30-yard interception return for a touchdown, and the Cougars had a 7-0 lead. Pretty much from that point on, though, it was all Eagles, as the Eagles blocked a Cougars punt and returned it for a touchdown about 16 yards, and it was a 7-7 game. They ended up adding a 29-yard run, and they took themselves a 14-7 lead before adding the Cougars added a field goal at the end of the first half, and that made our score here at the end of the first of 14-10. In the second half, it was pretty much a fumble, and some more fumbles for both teams as the weather really began to take an impact in that second half of play. The Cougar offense had a really good first drive before going turnover on downs, and from that point they really struggled to get much going at all from that point. Cody Goatley added an 11-yard touchdown run with 8 minutes and 28 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. And that gave Graves County the 21-10 lead that they ended up taking into the final score. As we do appreciate you for tuning in to our coverage here today, it's a disappointing night here for Grayson County, but there's still at least 3 games remaining here in this season. And as Coach Smart said, your magic number is still at 1. You win next week, you're in the playoffs. That's all that can matters. Anything can happen once you get into those playoffs. I mean, as we saw last year with Grayson County. Grayson County was the 3, making that trip to Graves County 150 miles. And they came away with a win there, beating the number 2 seed that was higher. Anything can happen once those 2 teams can meet in a playoff in a do-or-die, winner goes home or loser goes home scenario. So we'll be sure to have all of that action for the remaining 3 games. Again, next week we'll be right here at home. It's the final home game of the 2019 regular season, as that game will be held at 7 o'clock against Ohio County, so our coverage will begin at 6:30. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be on the road at Owensboro before wrapping up the regular season all the way on November the 2nd, which is crazy to sit and think about that we're already almost at the month of November. As we're, today's October the 11th. We're going to blink, and Halloween's going to be past, and we'll be getting closer and closer to when basketball season's going to start. It seems like so far away, but we're about a month and a half away from that getting underway. So again, Hart County will be the final game of the year, and then if the Cougars win next week, they'll have a chance to make the playoffs as a possible seed and go in from that point on. I want to thank our digital productions crew here today. It's kind of an abridged crew, so if you were watching with us, we thank you for doing so. As I want to thank Alex Howlett was our camera operator, and I want to thank our director, Cody Brock. We'll be full staffed again next week. We're looking forward to that. So for them, on a night where the Grayson County Cougars fall to the Graves County Eagles by a final score of 21-10, this is Sam Gormley saying, so long, everyone.